How you doing, Cali Crowd? Today we've got a really spicy handstand push-up training session for you today. It's the evening. I don't usually train this late, but the gym's been packed recently, so this is just the time that I really have to work on it. We're going to be doing a lot of strength-based work. So in the last session, the push session, I'll link it down in the description below, but we're working on a lot of pushing capacity, high rep work, really building up that muscle size, developing those efficiencies and those movements in order to build up to a handstand push-up. But today we're going to be doing max effort. So you're probably going to see a lot of what I call dirty sets. The form isn't going to be exactly clean, but if you're part of the Calisthenics form police, then you know, hit me up. You know what I'm like, I don't mind. But yeah, let's dive straight into it with the first exercise, which is freestanding handstand push-up attempts. Those are really going to take some getting used to. I really think that when it comes to these sort of high skill exercises, just even understanding where your body is in space. I know I'm arching my back a lot more than I need to. I know that my feet aren't angling in line with the rest of my body. So essentially what I'm doing is, if this is my shoulders and these are my feet, I'm pushing down and my feet are staying relatively in line. Whereas when you look at somebody that's really highly adapted to handstand push-ups, what tends to happen is their body and their feet move in line. So they have a really rigid line from their hands and their head basically straight to their feet. This is something that I know I'm going to need to develop. It will come with strength, it will come with skill, but I know where I'm wasting a lot of energy at the moment is just in maintaining balance as I break that line. These are just attempts. I know that I'll get that as time goes on, but all you can do is try, right? The thing I find really interesting with handstands, right, is just that balance between skill and strength. So if you're not good enough to handstand, there's no point in even attempting handstand push-ups. If you don't have the strength to hold your whole body weight over your hands, again, there's no point in doing handstand push-ups. That balance between skill and strength means that you spend way more time under tension than you would in, say, for example, a handstand against the wall. I know, for example, that in a standard chest to wall handstand push-up, I can hit 6, 7 of them. But with a freestanding handstand push-up, the amount of effort that's taking me just to stay upright on my fingertips, balancing between over and under balance as I tilt out of that handstand line. For one freestanding handstand rep, you're probably looking at about the equivalent of 2, maybe 3 of them chest to wall, because you can lean against the wall. You know, you do have that support for you. That's something that I think I will need to get used to as well, but we move. That's the first time I've ever hit 2 reps of a handstand push-up actually. They're not exactly the cleanest reps, but what we're going to do now is go against the wall and see how that goes. So what we're going to be looking for with these deeper chest to wall handstand push-ups is we've got this seat right here, this stepper. Just to add a little bit more range of motion, we're going to be going lower than the floor would allow us to go, really sinking down into them. So we're going to hit 2 reps. Again, you're going to see that arch in the back again. I don't mind that too much. It's something that I'll work out as the strength gets, well, as my strength increases. So we're going to hit a couple reps of those, and then what we're going to do is we're going to hit a negative, and then after that we're going to be hitting a isometric. So it's some sort of like weird superset, but I'm looking for max effort throughout all of this, and over time what I'm expecting that will turn into is strength throughout that whole handstand push-up range of motion as we get better at just maintaining that strength level throughout multiple reps. And actually what I'm also looking for is I'll be able to push out of that handstand push-up with a lot more force, generate a lot more power in that handstand push-up as well. But again, this is all new. This is my first strength phase of the handstand push-up, and actually I don't think I'm crazy far away. It's all, like I said, just really molding that skill and that strength together into one cohesive unit. I'm waffling now, and I'm just gonna go do the set. Set number 1 down, time for set 2. I found that the best thing I can do in order to improve my planche ability is just really improve the quality of my planche leans. So I've taken tuck planches out of my training routine, even though I only recently learned how to do a tuck planche, and I was really actually quite happy with that. Planche leans I find in order to really build up that strength, in order to get that planche position that I've tried out a couple of times on bands so far. Planche leans are just the best exercise for it. Not exactly as exciting as tuck planche or pseudo planche push-ups, but sometimes the best ways to build up are just the boring stuff. Getting really, really good at the boring stuff. So right now we've got the OG of pushing exercises, at least in my opinion. Some will say it's the dip, but for me it is the weighted push-up. I haven't done these in a while actually. So 35 kilos is what I'll slap on here. That's roughly about half. No, I'm lying. It's just under half body weight. So we'll give these a go, see if we need to slap on any more weight. So what you kind of need to be looking for with these is really getting that protraction at the top, because it's actually really hard to do that when you got that load on your mid-back. It's really knacking me out, can you tell? So locking out the arms, making sure that they're fully straight, that will actually have a fair amount of spillover benefits to the planche as well. Seriously, if you want to get decent at horizontal pushing, weighted push-ups are where it is at. I don't know who they offended, but I don't know why more people don't do this. It is a very awkward setup. As you see, I've got to get 3 individual boxes. I do genuinely believe that the reason my pushing is so much further ahead than my pulling is because of this exercise. If you're looking to make push-ups harder, then this would be one of my ports of call. In the same way that we look to get our pull-up numbers to a relatively high percentage of our body weight, we really need to try and do the same with our push-ups. Slap on those weights and try your hardest to at least get to a third of your body weight. You will find how challenging this exercise is. Those of you that were shaking your heads or breaking up your keyboards when I said the push-up was the king of the pushing exercise, we're going to be wrapping up with the assistant king of pushing the dip. Crowd, that is basically it for a pushing workout. As you can see, like, a lot of what I'm doing isn't anything particularly special. I've seen a lot of progress in my handstand push-ups in the short time I've actually been doing them. So bear in mind, I've only been doing them for about 2 months and I'm already at 2-ish reps. I'm really hoping I can nail that 3rd rep sometime soon and tick off my handstand push-up goal. But crowd, if you want to see more of this, if you want to see what I'm doing in my pulling sessions, if you want to see more just training sessions in general, then let me know down in the comment section below. But yeah, I really hope you guys are pushing closer towards your calisthenics goals as well. Let me know what they are down in the comments. I know when I posted my 2023 calisthenics goals, a lot of people were letting me know what they had planned for the year ahead. We're almost a quarter of the way through the year, so keep me posted on how it's going, and I will chat to you in the next one.